everybody. Welcome back to episode 2 of the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. My name is Lisa Muhammad. And of course, we are back with the lovely main host and our fabulous co-host, Miss Humphrey. What's happening?
Hi, Nisa. How are you? How's everybody doing? I am Latasha Humphrey, and I'm going to pass the mic right on to Miss Jalen Wilson.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? I'm just kidding. Hi, I'm Jalen Wilson, the newly school counselor in the Jefferson County School District. I throw that out there. I worked hard for that one.
Period.
Oh, and I'm passing the mic to my sis, Zaria.
Hi. I'm not in the best mood right now, and I'm not good at fake funk, so.
We'll take it, but we're going to lift you up. We're going to be all right. Okay, y'all. So, episode 2. I'm very excited about this episode because this episode is appropriately named Protect Her Neck. All right? So, before we get into that, y'all, we're going to get into some feelings, okay? So, let's start with, I'm going to start with Jalen. I'm going to pass the mic to Jalen because I feel like she never passed it to me, and maybe one day she'll reciprocate that. Jalen, in a song title, tell me, how you feeling, sis?
I don't like being first.
How you feel in the song? You don't listen to music. It could be a church song, hot girl music. Miss Humphrey, she over here looking it up. What's your song?
I say Superstar by Usher.
Oh, I like that. I was thinking Ghetto Superstar from back in the day, but I like that. I was Ghetto Superstar, but I like yours. Okay,
what's that Mariah Carey song that we used to jam into the car? Like that, y'all. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Okay. Zaria. I see you over there scrolling.
Me, myself, and I.
Oh.
No.
Other ladies, if you
just
feel.
Because some people in this podcast are getting on my nerves.
You are loved no matter what.
You are. Even when you want us to go to the left. It's all right. We'll still be right back. Okay, so my song, right, because I already dropped an album. Shout out to Miss Lennox. My song is Pressure because that is how I feel. I feel like pressure. Okay. So keep your eyes on me.
You're on their necks.
Yes. Y'all, that album's so good. Sorry, you can't listen to it yet. You're a little Jalen, you can't listen to it yet. You're a little too innocent. Life ain't took you there yet.
That song is old.
Yeah, okay.
I said the album. The album. All right, y'all. So we talking about protecting the neck, right? So before we do that, we gotta get into a little disclaimer because I'm not saying we're gonna hurt some feelings, but it might just happen. So Ms. Humphrey, hit on with the disclaimer.
The views and opinions expressed in We Are Flora Pearl podcast are those of the panelists and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated or any of its affiliated entities.
So in other words, don't get mad at us. There are bigger issues in the world. All right, so y'all, quote. A Black woman once said, quote, women need other women in their lives who think they are a big deal. No competition, no backhanded comments, no jealousy, no hate. Just, quote, I love you, I support you, and there's no one on earth like you. Type of energy. That was posted by a sister named Missy Love on Facebook. Shout out to you, Missy, because we agree big time. Ladies, what do you think about that quote?
That was good.
Yeah.
I didn't really know where you were going in the beginning. Like women need other women in their lives who think they're a big deal. I thought you meant like they think highly of themselves and like they're gonna come into your life and like overpower you. I'm glad it went down a different route. So
oh my.
Yeah, she had the first half, not gonna lie.
I got a woman in my life that thinks I'm a pretty big deal. Well, sometimes in public, and then behind closed doors, she be getting me together. But that's my friend, and I'm gonna stick beside her.
Oh my! She's putting that out there. Hey, reel it back, Jalen Wilson.
It's okay. I'm taking the high road today. I got a freeway pass.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take the high road. I'm back in the street, baby. I'm gonna let you, but I'm gonna tell you about yourself. No, I really like this quote because I did not grow up with my little sister, and I have a god sister, but again, separate households. And so I think it's important. Sisterhood is a big deal. And when I see people with their sisters, I just be like, Ma, like, why you leave me out here lonely in these streets? I could have been all soft and affectionate, but I'm a thug because I had no sisters in the house. But it's a big deal, and that's why I try to give my peoples that. Y'all, did you see who our little mermaid's gonna be?
Yeah, love her. crying.
Can I make a disclaimer?
I'm scared. What you
Keep it cute, Jalen.
No, I love the representation. I feel like we need a lot of more Black Disney princesses. But I'm waiting for a Black Belle because I like Beauty and the Beast better.
So anyways,
Okay, so we're gonna celebrate
the next one.
Yeah, no, we're gonna celebrate the Little Mermaid.
I'm very happy. I really am. I just wasn't a fan of the Little Mermaid.
okay, then watch it because
I'm
we gonna go see
fan
it.
of this young lady who is the Black. I need us to celebrate her in this moment.
Because that's what I said it for. But since Jalen's being a hater, that feeds right into my question. Have y'all seen the haters talking about it all over the socials?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have, unfortunately.
They're non-factors.
And I think that's what we can leave it at. Is there not
Yeah, keeping it cute. Yeah. So I started the hashtag on our page on Flora Pearl, hashtag our Ariel Hallie.
Ariel. That's how you say it.
That is how you say her name,
It's
right?
not Ariel.
Is it Ariel?
We Black, we put season on everything.
Oh.
Even like we thought. So it could very well be. But guess what? Sis got locks and melanin, and that's all that matters, okay?
And
Yeah,
she can
can
swim.
swim.
That's really why they mad. Because, you know, they don't want us to be swimming.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
So let's get into it, y'all. So can y'all tell me what it means when y'all hear protect, connect?
Oh, I can. So last weekend, I was at my parents' house and my dad's frat brother, shout out to Omega Sci-Fi, they were over there. And we were talking about a man and a woman in a relationship and they had their own identity. And he said, you know, a lot of people forget, they always think the man is the head and you just listen to the man. And he said, that's not true. He said, in a relationship, the man is the head, but a head can't move without a neck. I was like, yeah, so like you keeping your head on the swivel. And he said, yes. And he was giving his opinion. He said, as a Black man, you need to be protecting that Black woman. You need to protect that neck. So is that kind of the same thing?
It is. We'll take it. We're going to put it like sister context for this. But yeah, we'll take it.
I would say it means just that when you say protect her neck. It is that the same, way when we say we are Flora Pearl, we are our sister's keeper. It means in whatever way possible. So even for me in some things, even if I don't necessarily agree, how someone may be presenting themselves as far as image or whatever the case may be, sometimes it's not making a comment on things. Or if I'm not uplifting, then I need to be mindful, especially when it's out in the open, so to speak.
I like that.
It's like that when your slip is showing to, let the sister know, or, if it's something that, hey, yeah.
I remember slips, man. I remember slips. Why y'all have us wearing them old? You know what? We're not going to get into slips.
Don't go there.
That's a trauma response for me. Slips and white tights. Oh, okay. Sorry. What do you think when you hear protect her neck?
Honestly, when I hear like protect her neck, I think about that one trend where people were going around and they were hitting people in the back of their neck.
That's Gen Z behavior.
It is.
Well, no, because back in high school, we used to go to people and go and like chop them in the throat. And the yellow was real popular too for a while. Do you remember that, Zara, where guys were like going up to Black girls and yanking their wigs? Yeah, that was popular for a while too. This is how the whole thing. We'll get to that. But okay. So for me, when I hear protect her neck, I guess I think of like just always be TTG. And I'm not talking about like to fight. Like don't be trying to go to fight. That's what TTG stands for, trained to go. And I'm not saying to fight, but I mean to literally be prepared to speak up, to act on, to uplift, whatever. You know what I mean? To just be kind and create a safe environment for other Black women to just be Black women. And I'm not saying to be nasty ones. I'm saying for them to just be, if they're the alternative Black girl, or if they, do this instead of that, or if they're feeling this way, or if they're whatever, have a safe space for them to do that. That's protecting their neck to me. And let me just clarify, when we say protect her neck, it's not about whether or not you're familiar with that person, right? You don't have to know them. You don't even have to really like them. This don't have to be your favorite person in the world. It don't have to be, nobody's ever looked out for me. None of that matters when it comes down to someone else feeling safe. Because if that's what you have wanted someone to do for you, why not put that out there? And even if you don't like somebody, that don't mean you got to be mean and nasty to them. And that's a lot coming from me. Even if I don't like someone, I never hesitate to say, hey, look, you look nice today. I like your hair. Your shoes are cute. That sounds like you. But girl, you can put an outfit together though. That makes you a little less of a hater in the world, So speaking of not liking people and things like that, let's get back into pick-me culture. Right? So pick-me culture is basically, if y'all are on the socials or even if you watch certain movies these days, there's always that one girl who just does everything for the attention of men, the way she walks, talks, the way she, oh my God, I'm just such a damsel, or whatever the case. It's all for the attention of men. Why is pick-me culture so dangerous and damaging to the unity of Black women? Go ahead, Zaria. I see you thinking, honey.
Ooh, thinking, man. I ain't got it right now. Wait a minute, y'all.
She said, hold on. Oh, mercy.
Y'all go ahead and go.
Okay, go ahead.
Then competition comes into play. And I feel like that's why it can be the most damaging. And I've said this before, I feel like I'm my own competition. But when you get into the pick-me culture, so to speak, then that becomes you competing with someone else for either the attention or a spot or whatever you feel like you need to be. That's what that becomes to me. Because it's I want to be seen at all costs. That's when I see that, or I've heard it, or even you all have talked about it. That's what it appears to be.
I've experienced that before. My parents would always be like, that girl is not your friend. And I had to learn the hard way. But I feel like it developed me as a woman. It was funny. Me and my dad were talking about this yesterday on our road trip. And he was like, I feel like you had to go through that to learn who you were, to start learning who you were.
I dealt with that too, actually. Me and her are friends no more.
Good.
Anyway. But no, how is it damaging? I think it's just damaging to like women in period. But I get what you're saying. Like to Black women.
Well, see, here's my question. Is it damaging to the person that's doing it? Or is it damaging to the person they're doing it to? Because I would think it's damaging to the person that's doing it. It just shows what type of character you have.
Yeah, but if it's being done to you, right? So if somebody is always pick-me culturing you, that's what we'll call it. If they're always PMCing you, if they're always doing that to you, and this is from experience, there's a certain mistrust that comes with having like female friends. You start to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just really don't want to be around nobody, you know, and it really does make you a little like
you don't trust as much either.
Yeah,
it's that the trusting or really feeling like this person has your back,
or they're always trying to look for like the next red flag. Like, is this girl really my friend, or is she only being friends with me because I'm pretty, or
what she can get from me, or
it's just weird all around because it's like, you trying to impress this man for what? He not gonna remember your name tomorrow. Because if you're doing this to impress him, what else are you gonna do to impress him? And then how long till he's not impressed anymore?
Yeah, my thing is, if he's being impressed, that shows what kind of man he is. Well, that's not a man, that's a little boy.
They do it to random people though. Because I remember when it happened to me, it was literally like we were walking past strangers in the mall, and I was like, "You don't know these people?" Really want to leave her in that stuff, but.
I got a theory on that. Yeah, the theory is if you keep acting like a show pony, somebody gonna take you for a ride. That's really what it is. Like, you can keep doing all that picky stuff if you want. And you know what they do when the horses can't be ridden no more? They turn it into glue. I know. That just came to my head.
My.
But yeah, PMC, pick-me culture, is dangerous for both parties. Ladies, y'all gonna end up glue, and somebody else is gonna end up not being able to trust. So how about we just cut it all together? All right? That bleeds into sisters before misters. So you all, woman A is dating a man, and man is cheating on woman A with woman B, and woman A finds out. And instead of her getting mad at this man who promised her exclusivity, loyalty, and respect, she started attacking woman B. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
Oh, I've seen it happen too many times. I've never been about it. I'm just kind of like, so you mad at the one who didn't owe you any loyalty? Unless y'all was like friends or something. And even if y'all was friends, I mean, how long y'all been friends or something? But either way, like, they weren't the point of the relationship.
I feel like it lets men off the hook too. It's like, oh, I can keep cutting a monkey. You won't take me back, but you're going to be mad at her. Like, yeah, we have that so bad, like letting men get away with stuff we not going to let our friends get away with. But Meg said it. She said men come and go, but I'm riding past Eve.
They'll be so quick to take the guy back too, and then still be mad at their friend years later. It's like, whoa. And then he sees you dirty again.
Yeah, I kid you not. I'm watching the episode of Girlfriends right now, and it's the episode where Tony's like getting ready for her wedding, and she invites one of their old friends from college to be in the wedding. And Joan, who has a man, is upset because in college the girl took her boyfriend. Mind you, it's been like almost 20 years now, and she's still upset. I'm like, I can't trust you, da da da. And so she's like, "You're mad?" And Joan's like, "Yeah, you took my life." She's like, "Okay, well, you can take him, and you can take the disease he gave me too." Right. What's this? Let it go.
Can't hold it back anymore. He didn't.
Oh my.
Like, and that's a bad look because that man done went on with his life clearly. And you still beefing with a girl who ain't even think about you badly. Like, come on now.
One-sided beat.
Yeah,
It's giving clown. Jalen, you quiet.
I'm quiet because I just, you don't want to hear my opinion about that. So, yeah, I want to keep the peace.
Ooh, I don't want peace. I want problems.
She said, I digress.
But I do agree with you. I think it's so funny how we can address the woman and you can't address the man. It's like you're giving the man a pass. I think that's stupid because it's going to come back on them anyway when they have children, but go off, sis. Why are you addressing the woman? Let's not even get on the side chick. The side chick, you just stupid all together. But like I said, let me not get into it because I'll end up stepping on some toes.
Well, I'm going to step on him in my stilettos. The fact of the matter is this, and we're not going to make this a men or women thing, but I am going to say this point. If men were really able to hold to their vows, ain't no woman alive should be able to come up in your situation and interrupt nothing. If you were really able to hold to them vows, wouldn't be no side chicks, wouldn't be none of that. So the fact that you, sis, woman A, are getting mad at another woman, that's a little special, just a little bit.
Because there has to be some accountability, and it's accountability in the relationship.
No, it's the same thing. Like, y'all straight up call these girls homewreckers.
It's like, are they really?
Like,
how could they get away in?
If the home wasn't wrecking, then like they wouldn't be no homewreckers.
And not to the defense of even you say with the other woman, but you don't know what that person is saying to what that man, that's what we're saying, men in this case, what the man is saying to the other woman. And so I don't just dismiss the other woman to say whatever about her. It's more so like, if this is the relationship, then this is where the loyalty should lie. That's just my thought.
It's funny. It goes back. I keep saying my dad because we had this conversation in a 3-hour drive yesterday. And in the midst of the conversation, we started talking about past and everything. And he said, as a woman, no matter what the cost may be, you got to make that man respect you. He got to respect you. He shouldn't be able to step out because he should respect you enough. What? He didn't say cut him.
I meant cut him some cake.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So even if he doesn't, my thing is with you going after the other woman, then you're giving permission.
I feel like the only girls who really do that want to still be with him. They're going to probably act mad at him for a little bit, but they definitely want to still be with him. So they're going to make excuses. They don't want to put too much, I'm really mad at you, because he's going to think she's leaving when she's not. So it's really like, I'm going to blame this girl, put all the blame on her.
And stay with the whole, like, he chose me deal.
Yeah, because he has problems and we're working through it.
I mean, but still, even when you sit down and think about it, like, you a human being, that's y'all's human relationship. You don't need to be going and checking somebody else because of his wrongdoings. Like, if that's y'all's relationship, y'all go behind them closed doors and handle that together. Don't bring the Betty Boo up in it.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, y'all do some research on some crazy things. But what I've been reading about lately is that a lot of women who end up being the quote unquote side chick, they go into situations thinking their partner is separated, divorced. Like, they have no idea until it's after the fact that these men are, you know what I'm saying? And like something said, I don't know what you're telling this woman behind closed doors, what you're doing, how you're making her feel. The next thing you know, oh, she the crazy one. It's like that movie, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Baby, it's real thin. It can hula hoop with a Cheerio.
That's a real thing. That's
so
real.
No, women aren't crazy. Some of y'all is manipulative when you want to be. And as women, it's about checking your spouse. Whether y'all just kicking it, dating, whatever, it's never about the other woman. It's about the individual who's doing the act, and they owe you the loyalty. Because whether you know her, whether y'all friends or not, for lack of a better term, that person is not sleeping with you. That person is not engaged with you romantically. That's a whole different relationship there.
Well, I'm also going to add into that. You're going to disagree, but I'm also going to add into that. As a woman, you need to check yourself too. Yeah. What are you allowing and not allowing? Like, what are you bringing off? That he going to do what he wants to do. And like you said, you're going to have to check that person. But as yourself, what are you doing as a woman too?
You talking about woman A or woman B?
Woman A. Because woman B, like, she a non-factor. Like, baby, just move her to the side.
She is on the side chick.
Well, she's not a non-factor if he brought her into the equation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we just want to keep it above.
And we're going to leave it on that note. All right, y'all. So we talked about earlier, like we talked about the clarification of what it means to protect the neck, but what does it look like to y'all? Jalen, if I'm like, yes, sis, I'm just protecting your neck out here. What does that look like to you?
Oh, why I gotta go first?
Because I called on you. See how that works?
I don't know. Like, okay, when it came back, like when with our working relationship, with protecting my neck, you knew that if it wasn't really my expertise or if it wasn't something that I was the best at or wasn't my gift, you'd be like, okay, well, let me take it on, as opposed to, oh, well, Jalen knows this better. It's like you having my best interest at heart, but truly not just talking about it, being about it. It'd be times where I'd be in situations and you didn't even know the person, but you was ready to go. You was ready to defend. I'd be like, part of my brain would be like, this girl crazy. She crazy. And then the other part would be like, that's my dog for real. Like, that's a true person. That's a true friend. And it speaks about your character. Like, you wouldn't let someone embarrass me and I'm right there.
Absolutely not. I appreciate that. Thank you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Why you saying like that, Jay?
That's why she get 2 seconds of politeness from me. Okay, Zaria, Miss Humphrey, either one of y'all keep going.
Kind of like Jalen said, like how you aren't gonna let her get disrespected. It's like that, but also keeping that going even when they're not in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it.
I've had multiple situations where it's like they be real cool in front of you, and then it's like your friend like does come to you, or your associate, let's say, does come to you and says, well, this person was saying da 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 da, and then this is what I found out. My first question was always why they feel comfortable talking to you about me.
That part.
And they never wanted to answer that. Because I'm just like, if you really was like, that's my friend, you are not, like I'm saying, the way that I act, you're not even going to talk about them in front of me. And they know that.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they're not doing that,
consistently.
Yes, go ahead, Miss Humphrey, because she took us into our quote. Go ahead.
No, but that's it. Consistently, like even if they tried it one time, they know not ever again do I come and speak anything ill about this person. What both Jalen and Zaria are saying, it really is that. It's the protecting. It is, like she said, when you're in the room or not in the room, that the consistent behavior. No one should feel comfortable talking to you about someone that you're really close with.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work like that. And if too many people feel comfortable talking to you about me, then that's a problem anyway, because you're entertaining it, and that's how I look at it. Yeah.
Y'all took us into our quote. So I'm gonna tell you what it means to me real quick, and then we're gonna get into the quote, because yes, y'all, we got a double quote for double episode. What? But no, so for me, protecting her neck, it reminds me of holding them accountable, right? So that they can improve. And I think about Miss Humphrey in this way because a thug has been going through it these last couple months. Okay. She knows better than anyone. It has not been fun in Nisaville. And Miss Humphrey, like, she has pulled me aside a couple times, and it's like, this is where I want to see you win at, and this is kind of where you're misstepping. So how do we bridge that gap? And I feel like that's also a part of like protecting her neck, because it's like, I'm making sure the future you has a clear path to kind of do what she needs to do. And that to me is a big deal, especially when like you work in business or whatever the case may be, and people feel like it's a competition. You deal with ageism, professionalism, socialism, all that good stuff. So I feel like that's a huge part of it. It's like, I'm holding you accountable so that you can grow as a person. I'm like, it hurts in the moment. I don't really like it, because what you telling me to do XYZ for, when I feel like I'm already perfect, but it is appreciated, because in retrospect, it's like, okay, I could be doing this a little bit better. Okay, this will be better for me here. I feel like that's also a part of protecting her neck. So let's get into this quote, because Zaria, she came in and she's like, where's the table? And then she went over to it. She was like, shake, 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 shake. The bonus quote, y'all, by a TikTok queen. Her name is, and I hope I'm saying it right, sis, Lesline _speaks_up. Go on and follow her, because she be doing her thing. Her quote says, of course, I taught myself to shoot the messenger as well. Someone playing both sides of the fence are more dangerous than your enemy.
Come on, right?
Y'all, I know they say don't shoot the messenger, but at this point, I got two of them. It's to the point now. You come to me with some mess, I might just pop you in the mouth for talking crazy.
Hold on, wait. In the words of Sonya Richards Ross, shots was fired on that one.
Like, that was so good.
That double, that's not cute.
Ooh, that was so good. That
Pick a
blessed
side. Pick a side.
I used to be that one person. I always thought that I was iffy about that because I used to be like someone who's cool with everybody. I'm kind of like, you cool with everybody? Some of those people don't like each other. How you cool with everybody?
It's insane because it goes back to like, let's say I'm an emotional individual. I'm not, but let's say I was one. Why would you bring me stuff that's going to bring me discomfort and cause me emotional distress? Like, so at this point, you can catch this fade about it too. Because why would you do that? Like, you know what I mean? So I love this. Like, this is really good because we've been taught, like, oh, don't shoot the messenger. Oh, I'm just looking out for you. You're not looking out for me. Because if you know me, you know I'm somebody who, when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Like, if you say it's a problem, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to say something. Why would you bring that to me? Because you know if I say something, it could possibly elevate. Or if you know if you say something and I might feel away, I might carry that with me. Why would you do that?
Like Z said, the first thing I ask them now, so why did they feel comfortable coming and telling you? Like, make it make sense, my friend.
My friend.
I'm like, and then there'll be like the people to be like, well, if you're gonna go confront them, like, don't tell them I
don't say nothing.
Zaria. Coming out. You get faded right here, just like you said, and then they're gonna catch it too. Oh, I'm telling all of it.
Y'all, there was one time, okay, listen, this is hilarious. There was one time in high school, I had to figure out if there was something I needed to say, like if I needed to tell my friend something. I did it. I just handled it for her. Like, you know, I checked the person, whatever. Baby, when she showed up to that school and started letting them punches fly, hun, I was just so happy. When I was happy, I didn't bring it. I was happy I didn't bring it to her because obviously it affected her that much that she was willing to get suspended from a school she didn't even go to. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was glad that I did my part. I said, because it wasn't said to me, but it was said around me. That's the same thing in my book, because this is my orbit. So I did. I checked the person and I let it rock because I was like, okay, I feel like they're checked pretty clearly. But somebody brought it back to her from that conversation. And don't you know that they got their behind beat right along with the talker? I was like, won't he do it? Got it good all the time.
Period.
So that would be a lesson learned as we bring it back. Watch being the messenger. Being
Protect
the messenger,
baby.
can be detrimental to your life. Okay.
Okay, y'all. Question: how do you do your part in adjusting? And this is for women you don't know, right? We talking about some random black. How do you do your part in making sure you're adjusting another queen's crown?
Ooh, compliment them. Like them random compliments. I'm not a people person, so, you know, it's different for me. But it's this one girl in my life, no matter where we are, she gonna tell, even if their hair ugly, she gonna tell the person that their hair is beautiful just to make them feel good. But it's the compliments, the random acts of kindness. See, I do random acts of kindness and just, you know, oh, let me buy your lunch or let me pay for the person behind me Starbucks. But she's a vocal person, so she compliments people. And you should just see how their face lights up. It's just so pretty.
I like the random acts of kindness. My telephone bill due on the 17th. Just randomly think of me.
Randomly. Jalen said, "Don't get carried away now."
Miss Humphrey, Zaria.
No, because when Jalen talking about buying somebody else food, I was like, whoa, money.
No, that's just me.
That's over here.
And I don't do it all the time.
Like Jalen, I feel like I'm not a people person. So I be trying to do like the whole random acts. Not random acts, but like the random compliments. But sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to speak to them. But not like because they're not, you know what I mean? So I mean, dang, do I not do anything?
I think you do, Zaria. And we're going to look at this from like the completely positive route. You allow people to be who they are. And sometimes the wrong people may take advantage of that, but you allow people to be whoever they are. And you just take them good, bad, ugly. You're like, you know what? I know what people are saying about you, but this is what I see. Now it's up to that person to really live out what you see and really be the best they can be. But you do. You allow people, this may be blasphemous to somebody, but you like Jesus. You just love everybody. You just like, yep, you cool. Yeah, they say you mean, but you know what? I see the good in you. You see the good in people. And I think that's a beautiful part of adjusting people's crown, because some of these people got some ugly spirits on them, baby.
And even when she's not in contact with people or different things like that, like to still have that type of personality and just that positivity to me. I agree with her in that way. That is you. See?
I'll take it a step further though. Those random text messages, because I know how you are, because you remind me a lot of myself. So them random "I love you" text messages out the blue, Zaria, you don't be knowing what type of day I might have. So like that random message, I'd be like, yeah, she knew I needed this.
Lisa said,
it's okay because you know what? It's like Jayla said, you know she needs it. It's cool. No, not in a bad way. I'm saying like, Jalen, you're a loving person. Like you know people care about you. So I think that's okay. I don't want to talk all the time, so it's okay. I think that's cool.
I'm an emotions person.
I love that for you. I do. Past my petty jealousy and my Taurus in me, I love that for you. And Zaria, you mom for doing it. Okay? See? Highway. Miss Humphrey?
No, it's definitely recognizing it's those words of affirmation.
Yes.
You know, being able to say, hey, you know, this is kind of what's going on here, and just be able to send positivity and love out, you know.
I can say one thing about my mom. You're a great listener. And I was like, you know, like the right thing to say at the right time. Like, I don't know exactly how you do it every time. And that's why I love when there's big news or something, I love going to you first. Because it's either she going to be like hype or it's going to be like something like you know how to, you know what I mean? It's cool when you're in the right mood.
You know what?
Them Leos full of wisdom. That's one thing I say. Like, I love Leos and wisdom because they're going to get the best sound advice. And you think they're not listening, and then they just come out, boom, and say something. And you be like, you really think that?
When you think they're not listening. She'll be on her phone, and I'm like, she didn't hear nothing I just said. And it would be like the best advice ever. I'm like, oh, so you really
right. You say, I really was listening.
Yeah. Like, you heard me. Okay. I'm heard. I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. And then something I want to also say, like, hello. Since it's not the We Are Flora Pearl podcast, you started an entire nonprofit dedicated to adjusting these young girls' crowns. Hello. This is what you do. Tat it on her forehead. The crown.
Love you. Love you.
You don't want it tatted on her forehead.
No. Okay, well, get a t-shirt and put it on
Did
the
you
back.
say something else before about tatted somewhere? We was like, nah, we good.
Okay, well,
love
get a
you.
t-shirt and put it on the back. The crown adjuster.
Well, I'll take it a step further. Let me drop the mic. She opens opportunities for African American millennials that most people in different generations, they be jealous. They be trying to hold us back. But she's like, oh, this person, they need to be moved up. Oh, this person, they need a voice.
Period. I'd have quit my job.
Love you, Jalen.
Period. Yup. Yes.
Aw, they really had this up.
And that's on who? Man Hello Land. Let's see. How do I do my part? Exactly what Jalen said. I'm that friend. I'm talking to sis. I love your shoes. Baby, I see the hair. Girl, I know you did not walk out the house looking that cute today. That's me. I will. I don't care. We need it. And I'm particular. I am specifically talking to Black women. I don't care. I do not care. God put me on this earth to act a fool and compliment Black women and write books. Period. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do. And Jalen, my compliments be genuine. If I don't like the hair, I might compliment the shoe instead. The hairstyle might not be for me, but the shoe is cute. So I just want to go on record saying that.
Dang, not the whole outfit, but
yeah, because sometimes I don't like everything. And it is what it is. But sis, you glowing today. Okay, nails. You don't know me, but sis, I love the sound of your voice. If you ever wanted to get a job as an audio person, you could definitely do that. Like stuff like that. Absolutely. It's gonna be genuine. From the heart.
That's my friend, and I'm gonna stick beside her.
Yeah, we get together, honey. You ain't going nowhere. We go together real bad. All right, y'all. I think this might just be my favorite part. It's a new segment, and it's called "It's Okay, Black Girl." Because, like we were saying, we've been saying, everybody ain't kind to us. The most disrespected woman in North America is the Black woman. We're gonna say in the world, because who gonna check us? So it's okay, Black girl, to detach from friendships or relationships that do not uplift you. If you find yourself acquainted with someone who has no respect for your boundaries, your values, or you in general, there is no shame in serving those individuals their walking papers. That is a part of protecting your neck.
I love that.
Because a lot of times we feel like we have to be there for people, or we feel like we have to be the uplifters all the time. And there's nothing wrong with uplifting people. But if it's sinking you, baby, I can't swim. Do I look like Jack? This is not Titanic. Black people aren't on that boat anyway. But either way, I'm not drowning for nobody.
She had room on that door. He could have got a
girl. Indeed. It ain't like she weighed that much.
She said, well.
Yeah, she was petty. But no, it really is like that. Because my whole thing is how I'm going to protect your neck if I don't bleed eating out for mine because I'm not taking care of myself. So yeah, protect your neck, Susie.
Yeah, she wrote that for me.
Jalen, me too. It was for me too. Because I was like, I used to think that it was like fear of like not wanting to get involved or like really close to people in relationships and stuff. You know how people be like, I can't like breathe. I can't live. Like, especially if they're in a romantic relationship. I don't want to be in love with somebody that much. I do want to love them, but like that's
like you said, no air. You ain't trying to do
right. And I'm like, honestly, every single human being, I think people forget that everybody has their own choices. And it's like, even if you don't decide to leave them, randomly one day they could be like, I'm done. And it's like, what are you gonna do?
You gotta love yourself. But what my mom would always tell me in college, Jalen, no one should love you more than you love yourself.
That's good.
Yeah, I had a homegirl tell me, she said, I love her to death. That's my rule. Shout out, Kiki, I love you. During one of the hardest times in my life, y'all, she said, don't give anybody the power to drive you crazy, not even yourself. And I was like, that's wild. Because it was a time, y'all. And she's younger than me. She hadn't, like, life hadn't been as unkind to her as it had been to me at that stage in my life. And when she said that, sitting in that little silver car, I was like, and I will not. So at this big old age, don't nobody get to drive me crazy. And my favorite Bible verse is Proverbs 4:23. It says, above all else, protect your heart, for all that you do flows from it. Baby, when I say I'm not guarded in the sense like you can't get in, I'm guarded in the sense as if you here and you start cutting the food, you can gather. Act right or get left. Period.
No, I love that. That's real.
So yeah, it's okay, Black girl. If nobody else tell you, there's 4 women right here letting you know right now. It's okay.
We love you.
Because we all grown.
That's so She grew.
Y'all, this segment, live life, give life. And I really feel like we've been doing that this whole episode. I love it.
I think we just need to end it on the notorious quote that the Latasha J Humphrey always tells us.
Okay, y'all. So, like we said, we have been speaking life, love, and health into each other all episode. So, for Live Life, Give Life this time, we're just going to go ahead and close out the episode. Thank you so much for listening to episode 2 of the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. And to sum it up, Live Life, Give Life. Miss Humphrey.
Keep shining.
Keep shining.
Yes, we'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.
Let your voice with us right now.